Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today, thanks to Infinity of Nashua, we have our 2024 GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. Actually, it might be Denali Reserve. I'll check the window sticker when I get in there. It's too cold to be out here. With the Duramax 3-liter turbocharged 6-cylinder. So it is a diesel 6-cylinder, 277 horsepower, and 460 pound-feet of torque. Which, yeah, that is a lot of torque. Tons of space. I love the automated running boards. Let's check out cargo space. Even though the car does not go space, it goes road. It's an age-old joke that everybody makes. Not a ton of space back here. That's one of my biggest complaints. I mean, enough to be functional. If you're not using the third row, then you got plenty of room. You can drop those seats down. Definitely a smaller cargo area. That's where you can get the Yukon XL, and that opens it up a little bit more. 18 speaker Bose Performance Series audio. I've never been a big fan of Bose. I just think it's functional for what they are. This is a really good system. Speakers in both headrests that are functional for music. Some of the cars in the segment only use it for like call audio, stuff like that. These are functional. Very, very cool. Onyx over Alpine Umber. And then if you want to move this, check this out. You do that, and you have storage in here. Move it back. And you can set it wherever you want, which is pretty cool. Wireless charging there. Open pore wood trim. Obviously this does have Super Cruise, which I think is one of, if not the best, hands-free driving, highway driving assist systems. It will do lane change. If you have it set at, let's say, 78, you're coming up to a car in the middle lane, and that car's doing 72, it realizes you're approaching them. It will automatically, without you touching anything, you can obviously cancel it mid while it's doing it, but without you touching anything, it will check the left lane, see if there's a gap, it will go in, make the pass, and move back over. It is awesome. So cool. So this one's stickers at $103,490. Man, these are a lot of money now. No major options. The Ultimate comes with pretty much everything. What's crazy is the Duramax 3-liter turbo diesel is a $1,500 credit instead of going with the 6.2, which any of you watching this video probably know the 6.2 is riddled with issues of, you know, blowing up. There's a recall out for them. They're working on fixing it, but when this came through as a trade-in lead and I saw it was the Duramax, I was very happy because I didn't want to deal with the 6.2 anymore. 6.2 is a great motor. I've driven a bunch of them. I love them. It's just people are scared of that fact, and rightfully so. I mean, I know some people that are on their third 6.2 in their Denalis. I'm like, it's insane. I mean, GMC, Chevy, GM, they're all doing the right thing. They're fixing them, putting new motors in them. They're doing it right. They're giving people loaners, stuff like that. They're doing it right. They're doing everything they can. Just until they fix it, it's a little scary. When you spend $100,000 for one of these, and yeah. But let's move on. Not going to beat a dead horse on that. So how does the 3-liter compare to the 6.2 that's standard? It's very different, and I would say the 6.2 has a lot of low-end torque. Every big V8 is going to be torquey. That's by design. They are torquey, big displacement V8s. But this thing, yeah, this one has the enhanced trailering package. This can tow up to 7,900 pounds. I do think it could probably handle a little bit more just based on the torque and power delivery of this. So the 6.2 really wakes up in higher RPMs. This lives in low RPM. I mean, the red line's a little over 5,000 RPM. That's actually pretty high for a diesel, but I never find myself going more than 3,000 RPM. It's just, all the power is right there. Yeah, it shifts at 4. And you can feel it start to fall off at 3,500 because 277 horsepower for something like this is not a lot of power at all. But what is a lot is 460 pound-feet of torque. And let's be honest, horsepower sells cars, torque wins races. And when you're driving on a day-to-day basis, torque is what you're really using. And this thing is a torque monster. And I'll be honest, I'm a little weird. I love diesels. I love the sound of them. I love the smell of them. I just absolutely love them. And this has all of that. It has that diesel sound. It's just, it's so cool. Some of you might be sitting here thinking, doesn't the diesel aspect kind of ruin the luxury car thing? I don't think anyone's ever buying a Yukon Denali Ultimate expecting it to be an S-Class. You're buying this because you have a family or you like bigger vehicles, truck-like feel that has a lot of luxury, massaging seats, which are phenomenal. And I think the diesel only helps that because it feels like a Sierra 2500. It feels like a big truck. It sounds like one. It delivers power like one. If you work, let's say, driving semi-trucks and stuff like that, you get into this and you're like, it just makes sense. It feels like home. Handling is honestly not terrible. The 10-speed automatic is very good at keeping this engine in its torque range, which is pretty vast. 1,500 all the way to like 3,000, which is 75% of this thing's rev range. It's on boost and it's making good torque. I think the real question comes, ignoring the 6.2's issues for right now, which one would I buy? If I was ordering one of these, I love that 6.2. It's an amazing motor. I love it. If I was putting my money down, which motor would I get? For the exact same money, I'd probably go Duramax. I really would. I mean, it's fuel efficient. 22 city, 26 highway. Or it might be 20 city, 26 highway, 22 combined. I going off of memory here. 26 miles per gallon and something like this is really good. Diesels are efficient, they run cooler. I don't know, I just think, so let's do this. If I had the keys to both a 6.2 or a Duramax, and I had to take one for a week, I'd go Duramax. That'd be pretty easy for me. So yeah, I mean, it's a good car. It's a really good car. Tons of great features. And with the new interior and everything, they've solved a lot of my biggest complaints, which the biggest one was the interior. So once they fixed that, they pretty much were there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.